Hey guys, how's it going? I don't exactly know what we're doing today. Brent and I just took a day off and it was really nice. We didn't work for a full 24 hours and it was so relaxing. Coming back, day one, there are things that need to happen. It's so crazy how being away from the garden for 24 hours, so much happens. We are being totally taken over by budworm right now. Not even by budworm, they are budworms, but they're not just eating the buds of my plants. They are now leaving the supertunias alone. And they have moved over to my lambs and my salvia and my morning glories. So that's super cool. And then my grandmother the other day dropped off a bunch of baskets for us. So I'm going to paint these today also. Brent picked up another can of spray paint since I am out of spray paint. Where the spray paint went? Not a clue. Not a clue in the world. Let me see if I can find it. I found it. So when Brent went to the store like a week ago at this point, he picked up some more spray paint for me, but they didn't have the chocolate pretzel one that they had, so I just wanted to get like a dark brown, like something that's like soil color. So he picked up this one. This is Deep Espresso in Satin. It's a brown color. It kind of looks like soil. So that's all I want. It's so that way I can spray paint the tops of these baskets, so that way I can bury them, and so that way like there's not like a whole bunch of like black showing, or a whole bunch of like, most of the cans that I have are white, so that way there's not like a whole bunch of black or white cans just showing in the ground. And I'm using these because we were dealing with critters that are eating everything. They're eating my plants. So annuals, perennials, and bulbs are all going to go inside of these baskets. So I'm going to spray paint these really quickly and finish spray painting those cans really quick. And I'm not spray painting the entire thing, just the top little rim of it. And I also need to open up the greenhouse this morning. Greenhouse is open. All of my seedlings are watered. And before I showed my Hoselink on camera, I did decide to clean it because it was a mess. I never cleaned it for some reason after we did the whole like stone project. And so it had like grout all over it and mortar all over it. I was like, okay, well, this Hoselink can just go in the back. And surprisingly, it actually all came off. Like, actually, I didn't do it off of this, but you can see like, here's the quick connect. See how it's like all on here? So that's exactly what the hose reel looked like, covered in that stuff. And so I'm kind of surprised that it like all came off. Like both sides were covered in it. And it's like come off. So I mean, that's really, really nice to see that. Everything's watered. Still obsessed with my Hoselink. Why is my Hoselink in a PVC pipe right here in the ground? Because we have to move our water and everything. When we had done water, this wasn't the original plan. The original plan was the walkway was coming here like this. And so this was just far enough in that we could have our water here, and it was perfect. I've then had to move the walkway out. And so now this is a whole weird gap. So now we're going to dig back down, move the water so it's closer to the walkway so we can actually reach it. We're going to get it so we have water inside the greenhouse and then water in the new secret garden. And then my sweet husband is going to bring me coffee. He's waiting off camera. And then the Hoselink, we are going to move it and we are going to attach it. I think we're going to attach it to the shed. So for now, it's just sitting in a PVC pipe. So that way I can still use it and it still swivels a full 360 degrees, which has been really nice. Thank you. And so it actually swivels all the way around. So if you have a Hoselink, you can totally just stick it on a PVC pipe if you need it in the middle of nowhere. And then all of my seedlings are all watered, which is so exciting because everything is starting to come up. All of the sweet peas have pretty much germinated except for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, eight of those, which is, I mean, great. It's still really, really early. And then I'm seeing lots of life over there. The Kayla's come up and some of the lupins have started to come up. So this is fabulous. So I'm gonna sit here and drink my coffee this morning for probably about 10-15 minutes. I'm gonna drink this and then we'll go ahead and get to spray painting those containers. And there was something that I just thought that I needed to do. Maybe while I'm drinking my coffee, it'll come to me. It's still pretty early in the morning. So I'm gonna sit here, enjoy my coffee in the greenhouse this morning, and then we will spray paint and then do something else. What was it? Oh, I already told you, Robbie. I needed to treat for the budworms. They're destroying my lambs here. And so the damage that they've done is not salvageable until next year. It's all gonna die back. We'll go over when we get over there, but I need to treat for the caterpillars that are destroying everything. Okay, super simple now. All I'm gonna do is spray paint these baskets, and I'm just trying to spray paint just the tops of them. I've already done some of them. Some of my neighbors are doing some construction, so I'm sorry about the saws. I'm just trying to spray paint just the tops of them. I don't care about the bottoms. These are metal. You can get them from the Dollar Tree. They're like $1.25 or something like that. And these are going to be great to be able to put my plants in. So gophers, moles, voles, nobody disrupts the roots. You can also use these as cloches. I see some people selling them online for ridiculously expensive. Go to the Dollar Tree, get them from the Dollar Tree. Much more affordable there than online. So I'm literally just going to, I need to take all the tags off first really quickly, and then we'll just spray paint these. It's just gonna take me just a couple seconds. And then I'm dropping my baskets. And then I wanted to show you guys the things that I ended up buying at the Great Junk Hunt. I totally forgot to show you guys everything that I ended up buying. And I've got everything out right now. So I will spray paint these and then we will share. I have two different sizes of baskets. I've got these small ones that my bulbs are gonna go in. How important is it to spray paint these? Not super important. The black ones probably would disappear. The white ones would probably end up standing out. But if I can come through and just make it so that they're covered in dirt and brown, just spray painting the edges, it literally looks the same as the black. I swear in person it looks more brown. I don't know. Let me show you on the white ones. These ones do have like a little bit of a tan spray paint on them, but you can see that makes it disappear even better. I just want to get really just this rim painted. Perfect, just like that. That'll disappear when it's in the ground. I think I'm gonna spray these ones too, just really lightly. I think this is better than that chocolate pretzel color. Fabulous. Okay, all my baskets are painted. Easy project. Those are just gonna sit out and dry. My hands are now covered in spray paint because that is my life. And it's fine. Let me go ahead and rinse my hands off, and then I will show you guys everything that I bought from the Great Junk Hunt when I went and did a little antiquing. And then I also wanted to show you guys something that I totally forgot that I bought. I bought it from one of the vendors over there. I'll show you guys when. I'll show you guys everything when I show you all of it. And I'll go into the details of that story. But I had bought it not from the Great Junk Hunt, but I bought it from one of the vendors that was there. Anyways, let me get the spray paint off my hands before I touch all my good finds. Okay, we're gonna just ignore the spray paint that is still all over my hands. It won't come off, probably because it's spray paint. Anyways, first thing I bought was the brush. I think I showed you guys this. Very, very excited about this. This was $12. I thought it would be perfect for in the greenhouse, cleaning off when I get my countertop in there. I now have 2 brushes for in there, and I thought this one would be nice for big messes. I have one for small messes. I then picked up these giant pair of scissors. What do I need them for? I don't know. How well do they cut? Pretty well. I'm gonna keep them in the greenhouse also. I thought they were really pretty. It says that they are West Inland scissors, and I paid 15 bucks for them. It says that they're made in the USA. I don't know, they're really cool, they're really heavy. I really like them. I then bought this blanket. I thought it was so pretty. I paid 70 bucks for it, but I loved this so much. I thought it was really, really stunning. It kind of smells bad, but I also like the tassels that are on it. I just thought it'd be perfect for on the couch. Just kind of a little heavy. It's like heavy, but it's also like airy, so perfect little blanket for that. I just thought it was so pretty. I paid 70 bucks for it. I think I paid 69 actually. Yeah, it was 69 bucks. Perfect. And then I talked about my friend Ashley, who she has a booth that is called the Little Burlap Barn. I have unboxed some items from her. I did it last Christmas. She had sent up some Christmas stockings and some candles and a few other things, and you guys really loved her candle. And you guys also really loved the stockings. The stockings sold out immediately, but she also has beautiful stockings this year too. But I had bought this online from her because she has an online shop as well as her doing some booths. And it's this platter. It's this vintage platter. I thought it was really pretty. It has an M on there, so I thought it was perfect for our last name is McMenomey, and so I thought that that was perfect. I don't think that the sheep is vintage. I think it's like a decal that's been put on here, or that's been like screen printed on here. I don't really care. I thought it was really pretty. It's not a platter that we're going to use. It's just going to be more of like a decorative piece, but I just loved the sheep. I loved the French on here. I just thought it was a really, really pretty platter. And then the last thing I had absolutely no business buying, it is a French bike basket, and I thought it was so stunning. My jaw dropped when I saw it. I paid I think 70 bucks for it. It is so pretty. It needs a very, very deep clean to it. The wire that's on here is metal wire that's it's wrapped in cloth, and you would hook it to your bicycle, and it was a French basket for a bike, and I just thought it was absolutely stunning. They're very hard to come by, and when I saw it, I just knew I absolutely had to have it, especially because the bottom of it is in really, really good condition, and that's usually one of the first things that goes. And so to find a vintage French basket for your bike is perfect. I'm going to, of course, use it in the greenhouse. I want to put a rod in the greenhouse, and then I want to hang this on the rod. I thought it would be so pretty if I could figure out a way to hang it on the front door, and then so like have this be on the front door and have it just be full of flowers. It's a very, very large basket, but I just thought like in springtime having it full of flowers would be really pretty, or having it full of like mums in the fall. I don't know. I'm very excited about this basket. I'm going to hang it somehow. I need to get some type of tension rod or something like that to be able to hang this up, but I just thought so gorgeous. Now that I showed you guys my finds, we're gonna go take care of some caterpillars that are destroying my lamb's ear and my morning glories. I'm gonna let them destroy the morning glories. I don't care about that, but I don't want them to destroy my lamb's ear. They've already made it so ugly. Originally, I thought it was pincher bugs and slugs and snails, but it is not. I'm actually finding caterpillars on there. So we're gonna go in with Thuracide BT. I will put it in the description down below. This kills caterpillars. And so this is organic. It's Thuracide BT from Southern Ag, and this is the concentrate. I mix it up and I put it in this container. I had bought a RTU, which is this. It's called Ready to Use BT, and we used all of it. The Ready to Use stays shelf stable for a very long time, but it's not super strong. Where the concentrate, you can make it really strong. You can make a strong concentrate from it, or you can make a strong bottle of it. But you have to use it within 24 hours. You use it or you lose it. And so I'm mixing up a bottle. I mixed up a half dose follow the instructions that are on here, put it in a spray bottle, label your spray bottle. It is all organic. And then you just go and you douse the plants that the caterpillars are on. This only attacks caterpillars. The caterpillars eat some of the plant, and then it makes them so they stop eating. They just no longer get hungry. It's basically Ozempic for caterpillars, but they don't eat at all. And then they just are gone from the garden. So mix it up, spray it on your plants, douse the plants pretty good. Most things we try to spray very early in the morning or at the very end of the day. So it's a little bit later than I would like to spray. It's still pretty early in the morning. The sun is just now starting to touch the garden. So I am gonna spray, but I'm only gonna spray the lamb's ear right now. And then later this evening, I'll come back out and I'll spray. This is what we use on all of our petunias. So we spray all of our petunias because the budworms, they come and they eat all of the buds off your petunias, and then you're just left with the green plant. So we spray weekly on these guys so that they don't kill absolutely all of our plant, which has already happened a couple times. We took out this one. This evening I'll spray the latte over there, and then I will end up spraying this one. But they have been attacking everything. They've been attacking my salvia. There's holes in my salvias. I've already sprayed some of the salvia. There is holes over here. Look at what they did to my lamb's ear. Isn't that crazy? So this is the Helen von Stein lamb's ear. Let's see if I can find anybody. Yesterday I came out here. Look at, there's one. Oh, shoot. There's one right there. See that? That's a little caterpillar. Yesterday I came out here and there was a ton of them on here, and I just kind of started hand picking them off. There's a little baby one right there. I honestly am shocked that they're eating this. I did not think, there's another one right there. I didn't think that they would go for this because it's so fuzzy, but they are just absolutely decimating it. There's one right there. They're just, oh, look at, there's a big guy and there's a little guy. So I gotta totally douse this plant. Every leaf I flip over, there's caterpillars. So they've decimated that, and then they're also completely decimating the morning glory that we have growing. I've only found 2 on here, but the 2 that I did find on here were really, really fat guys. They were hefty. So I understand why they do like this, because this is pretty protected, but all of this, these plants won't recover this year, so they're just gonna look sad for the rest of the year. But I just don't want them to continue it because we still have months left in our growing season, and I'm like, come on guys, really? So I'm usually okay with sharing some of the plants, but when it starts to get this bad, like that's not okay. That's just embarrassing, especially because this is the first thing you see when you round the corner into our garden. So I'm gonna give this a good little spray, and we're just gonna spray the entire thing. It's best if I can get the undersides. I'm really more worried about the new leaves that are in here, because I don't want them touching any of these. So we're just gonna come through, spray all of it. This only affects caterpillars, so it's not like I'm out here spraying and it's killing the bees or anything like that. This is just for caterpillars, but the responsible thing to do is to spray at the very, very end of the day. So the best thing to do is just kind of get in there and get really close. I'm mostly worried about these new leaves, and you really want to get the underside because that's where the caterpillars are at, is on the underside of the leaves. So what I'll do is I'll spray the tops, and then I am going to come through with a stick and try to lift up the leaves because I just don't want to get this all over my hands. It's just not good. But try to get in everywhere. You want the caterpillars to eat this, be soaked in it. I try to get it pretty good amount on there. So I think that is going to be it for this video, my friends. Not the most exciting day in the garden, but still productive day in the garden. The trash cans are painted. The trash cans are painted. BT has been sprayed. Greenhouse is open. I showed you guys some of my finds and how the seedlings are doing. Other than that, mellow day in the garden. One of my favorites. I'm gonna just hang out with the pups and just kind of stroll around the garden today and maybe do a little cleanup here and there. But other than that, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Like I said, nothing too exciting, but still a good one. I've got some things that I would like to do tomorrow. I'm gonna probably do them tomorrow evening. I've got a busy day in the morning tomorrow. So tomorrow is yeah, gonna be a busy one. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you all in the next one.